Healthy Living with Yvonne Douglas. I'm Doug, and today we're gonna make some pasta with scallops. So stay tuned. Okay, so let's talk about the ingredients you're going to need to make our delicious pasta and scallops. First of all, you're gonna need approximately a pound of scallops. You're gonna need fettuccine noodles. You're going to need 1 cup of finely cut carrots. I just bought these carrots, matchstick carrots, and that are finely cut. So that's 1 cup of carrots. You're gonna need 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, a 1/4 cup of chicken broth. You're going to need a 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese. I'm just using the bag. You can use fresh Parmesan cheese if you'd like, that are in the block, and grate it yourself, but I'm just gonna use the bag. You're gonna use, this is approximately a little less than a 1/4 of a cup of red bell pepper. You're gonna need 3 scallions, or green onions, and you're gonna cut that up, chop that up, and you're also going to need a 1/2 cup of wine, white wine, and I'm using Dr. Lewson's Riesling wine. You're also going to need around a tablespoon or 2 of butter and 4 garlic toes, and also a 1/2 teaspoon of dill weed, and that's just dry dill weed. And I believe that is it, so let's get cooking. So as you can see, I have my water boiling here. I'm going to add my fettuccine noodles, and I'm basically going to just follow the directions. It says to put in boiling water and let it cook for around 12 minutes. So I'm going to be making this entire box. And I just love this tool. It's a wooden spoon, but it's has a cut, and it's for pasta, so it makes it a lot easier to move around in the water. So I'm just adding that, and I'm gonna let that cook for 12 minutes. Now in the skillet here, I'm gonna turn it on to a pretty low flame, and I'm going to add some extra virgin olive oil to this pan. Probably around 2 tablespoons or so. You want it definitely enough to coat the bottom, plus maybe a little bit more. And I'm going to warm up that olive oil, and then I'm going to add my garlic to that. Now I got to mince my garlic press right here for my garlic, and I'm just going to add that to my frying pan. Okay, so I have I'm placing 2 garlic toes in here right now, and I'm going to add that to my oil. And then I'm going to add the second, or the next 2. I'm going to use my wooden fork and just move that garlic around. I just love the way garlic smells. Yummy. So I'm just gonna let that garlic stay in the oil for around 20 seconds or so. Still, it starts to dance a little bit like that. I call it the shimmy. And now I'm going to add my carrots, and I'm going to let the carrots cook in the garlic and oil for around 4 minutes. Now, a couple of things I forgot to mention when I was talking about the ingredients. I'm also going to add some frozen peas, about 3/4 of a cup to this. And I'm going to add something that is really important that I should have mentioned in the ingredients, which is sesame oil. Now this is just regular olive oil, but I'm going to add just a little bit of that sesame oil because that's really going to change the flavor. It's gonna make it so yummy. So I'm just gonna add a couple of splashes of that sesame oil into this mixture. So I think this has another minute to go, and then we're gonna add our peas. Give my pasta a stir. This has probably around another 7 minutes to go. And now I'm gonna add my peas. These are my frozen peas. Give that a nice little stir. And then I'm gonna add my green onions, red peppers. Give that a stir. And then, super important, a couple of splashes of this pure sesame seed oil. Just needs a few little splashes, and those few little splashes go a long way. Smells so good. Yum. So we're just cooking this for another about 2 to 3 minutes after you add all those ingredients. And then we're going to remove this and place it in a bowl, and then we're going to get our scallops. All right, this is looking really good. And oh my gosh, you smell it. Oh, it smells so good. Yummy yum. Carrots, peas, onions, very healthy. Okay, so let's take a look at our vegetables here. I'm gonna get a slotted spoon and just going to transfer my vegetables to this bowl here. You can turn off the heat now too. Hello. Want to make sure you get all of those peas, all of those carrots, onions out. The slotted spoon will let the oil go through. And put those aside. Okay, so we're letting our pan cool down for a little bit, probably about a minute or two. And then we're going to add the white wine, and we're going to add the dill weed to that, and also the chicken bouillon, very important. And we're gonna bring that to a boil and then let that simmer, and then we're gonna add the scallops to that. I just took my pasta out and rinsed it. I'm adding close to 2 tablespoons of butter. We're just going to mix that butter in there and let that butter melt into the pasta. It's very important. It's gonna be so yummy. Anything with butter is yummy. So that's just gonna melt nicely into that pasta. Put that to the side now. And we're back over here. I'm going to add first put on my flame, I'm gonna put on very low. I'm gonna add my white wine, my 1/4 of chicken broth, and my half teaspoon of dill weed. I'm going to stir that. I want to now bring this to a boil. Now you can see it's starting to boil, and that's what we want. We want to boil that up. And now we're going to add, lower the heat, and we're going to add our scallops. I almost said scallions. And I did have to cut these in half. They were pretty large. Now, if you have frozen scallops, you have to definitely you have to thaw them out. You can thaw them out for around 20 minutes in some water. Keep it in the bag. You could put in the refrigerator overnight and thaw them out that way. Okay, so my scallops are in there. I got some cornstarch and some water. I got 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, and this is 2 tablespoons of water. I'm stirring those together. All right, so I'm going to add my cornstarch to there. You want to cook this until it's kind of bubbly. Good. Use my wooden fork now. Continue to stir all that in. Okay, so you can see it's bubbling a little bit, so I'm going to lower the heat now. We're going to add the vegetables. Stir that together. Yum. Adding probably about another tablespoon of water, a little bit. Looks good. And now we're going to add our pasta. And I'm going to use this and just give it a nice toss. Yum, look at that. That smells so good. Going to add just a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. Give it another toss. I'm going to add some Parmesan cheese to it. probably at least 1/4 of a cup of Parmesan cheese. I'm mixing that in. I'm probably gonna add a little extra to the cheese when I serve it, or add extra cheese to when I serve it, I should say. Just gonna toss that in right now. Oh, so good, so yummy. All right, I think we're gonna call it a day and plate it. Just look at that. Oh my gosh, that looks so good. We're gonna add just a little bit more black pepper. And a sprinkle, a little bit more Parmesan cheese on top. How awesome is that? Look at that. Now a taste test. Okay, now a taste test. It looks so yummy. Cannot wait. Wow, that is so good. Definitely 2 thumbs up. Oh my gosh, that's fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us on Happy Healthy Living with Yvonne Douglas. And if you have not subscribed yet, please subscribe and like this video. And until next time, friends, happy healthy living. Bye-bye. Go back to my food. Yummy.